Well, I think like it's more like it does seem like we're headed into a recession here in 2023. The magnitude of that recession is debatable, but I think it's at least a light to moderate recession. Potentially, it's on the order of 2009.
Elon Musk has been warning about a severe recession that we are about to witness very soon. He actually thinks that we are already in a mild recession, and if the Federal Reserve keeps hiking interest rates, it could turn into a severe recession. Elon also pointed out that this recession is likely to continue until the second quarter of 2024. Here's what he said about that.
And my best guess is that, we have sort of stormy times for a year to a year and a half, and then things start to dawn breaks roughly in Q2 24. If I were to get, that's like my best guess.
But what is the reason behind his bad omens? And what is the best way to hedge against such difficult and turbulent times according to him? That's what we will dive into in this video. So according to him, part of the reason why he thinks we are in a mild recession and about to enter a severe one is the sales of new Tesla cars. He explained that because of rising interest rates which are being implemented by the Federal Reserve, the appeal to buy a new car is significantly declining due to higher loan costs which are associated with that. In one of his recent tweets, he also said that the Federal Reserve data about the economy has too much latency, and if the Fed continues to raise interest rates, it could lead to a severe recession. He also referred in his tweet to the recent bankruptcies of several US banks as they were clear signs of troubles in the economy, and warned that things could get a lot worse if the Fed continues to raise rates. Also, Elon Musk mentioned that the next few months will be difficult for Tesla from a macroeconomic perspective due to the recent rate hikes which are negatively affecting consumer budgets, and also because of the whole global economic environment. Here's what he said about this.
So this is going to be a challenging 12 months. I want to be sort of realistic about it. That Tesla is not immune to the global economic environment. I expect things to be just at a macroeconomic level difficult for at least the next 12 months. Tesla will get through it and we'll do well, and I think we'll see a lot of companies actually go bankrupt.
In addition to this, according to his recent tweets, Elon says that with his companies, including Tesla, Starlink, and Twitter, he may have more real-time global economic data in his head than anyone ever, which he replied in response to a comment about the Fed's current policy to reduce inflation. Now, from a macroeconomic standpoint, when it comes to recessions, usually some of the very first industries that get negatively affected by that are car manufacturers in addition to other industries within the luxury and retail space, for example. We can see how the price of used cars in the US has skyrocketed since the middle of 2020, where it also peaked at the end of 2021, and now it seems to be moving upwards again. These all-time high levels for the prices of used cars clearly indicate the higher demand for them, as well as the fact of low production of new cars, which we can also clearly see in this chart right here. In addition to all of that, the general outlook of the economy is not looking so well right now. We have one of the most important and accurate recession indicators, which is the yield curve, has officially inverted. Each time this inversion happened, meaning that the short-term government bonds were generating higher yields than the long-term bonds, a recession was due. And this has been the case for 44 years, since 1969. So it is a very important indicator to consider. This is also in addition to many social and geopolitical tensions that the world is facing today. The largest European economy, which is Germany, where a lot of Tesla cars are being manufactured, was officially in a recession for 6 months, where their GDP contracted for 2 consecutive quarters in Q4 of 2022 and Q1 of 2023. So all of these factors, besides having high interest rates as well as a high inflation, do not really encourage consumers to spend money on purchasing a new car, which is probably the main reason why Elon Musk is warning about a severe recession if things continue to move in this direction. The amount of money that has been printed during 2020 when the economy was shut down was enormous, and the consequences of such money printing are now being manifested when it comes to the very high levels of inflation globally, which in turn is forcing central banks to be in a tough spot right now. On one hand, they have to raise interest rates to control inflation, but on the other hand, doing so makes it harder for businesses to thrive. And if they choose to leave things as they are, then the people will suffer the effects of high inflation. So what is the solution according to Elon Musk, and what does he suggest? So to navigate the challenging times ahead, Elon recommends setting aside cash and making cautious investments without relying on borrowed money. He emphasizes the importance of being careful during such periods of uncertainty, and he also suggests avoiding margin debt. Here's what he said about that.
So I think it's wise to kind of like prepare for the worst, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Don't get too adventurous. Like watch out for margin debt. Like I would really advise people to not have margin debt in a volatile stock market. And from a cash standpoint, keep powder dry.
So the status of the economy right now is very delicate, and everyone is feeling the effects of what happened back in 2020 when large parts of the economy were shut down and trillions of dollars were printed. Also, Elon Musk's recent comments clearly indicate that he is genuinely worried about a severe recession if the Federal Reserve continues to raise interest rates and things continue to move in this direction, which is a very valid and reasonable concern. And we as investors should be very aware of that. So that was it for this video. If you found this helpful, make sure to leave a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel. And with that being said, see you in the next one.